dropping her son off to school. During this altercation, Carlos held her in a chokehold, while the second baby mother abused Alita and later unalived her.
Now, I'm not saying that this was over a dude, but who else is the common denominator?
I don't want to hear y'all talking about how women set men up and then not talk. I need y'all to be loud and proud about this. How men are actually the ones setting women up, putting women in compromising positions where they have to defend themselves. Y'all, I gotta touch on this story. This story is crazy. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it, or if not mostly all of y'all probably at this point. But I'm still gonna talk about it because it's disturbing, and I want to focus on something that I feel like I haven't heard people talking about. But leave it up to me to clock it, I guess, because that's what I do. But first, let's get into the story. I mean, it's sad. It's a young woman loses her life for nothing, seemingly at this point. It seems like absolutely nothing. So let's get into it.
Please refrain from showing to children. Warning: what you may hear or see in this video may be graphic. Please refrain from showing to children. Viewers' discretion advised. You may or may not know this man. This is Carlos Loso's way. He has a pretty massive following on Facebook. Since you may not know what's going on, watch this clip from the news.
Near Cermak and State, you could see that police have taped off a portion of the area. Right now, detectives are surrounding a white sedan that appears to be connected to this incident. Chicago police saying that early this morning around 9:30 there was a fight between two women. That scene unfolding here near State and Cermak. One of the women allegedly pulled out a gun and shot the other woman in the face. The 31-year-old victim was taken to the hospital and later died. Now, the suspect has been taken into custody, and Chicago police say this is still a very ongoing investigation. So once again, this taking place here near Cermak in State is still very active as we speak, and we'll get you more information as soon as we get that. But for now, we're live, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Now that you're up to date, you're probably wondering, how is Carlos affiliated with this? Well, what you may not know is that the two women fighting were his baby mother. On his Facebook page, he posts, "This was the worst day of his life," as if he didn't hold 31-year-old Romika Meeks in a chokehold shortly after. Dropping her son off to school. During this altercation, Carlos held her in a chokehold, while the second baby mother abused Alita and later unalived her. This is truly a tragic story. The comments on his post were very interesting. But surprisingly, I didn't see anyone defending Carlos. Only questions left now are, when will he get detained by authorities? Do authorities know he's affiliated with this situation? Will the baby mother that's locked up snitch on him? What was their motive? And why did they go right after she dropped off her son? Did they plan this? Stay tuned for part 2.
Okay, there's a lot of questions here. I do want to point out something. I'm not going to show any more of the videos like of the crime scene or anything like that. Like I'm done with looking at death today. I've seen enough. Yeah, I just, we watched the Charlie Kirk thing. I even though that's whatever, but seeing a young black woman slain is, I can't see that. Like I'm hypersensitive to those types of images. Like it takes me a long time to be able to look at that type of stuff. But I want to address something that I saw in the video. That by the way, Ramika's sister is pleading with the public to not share the video anymore of her slain sister laid out on the ground in a pool of blood. And that is a huge reason why I'm not going to show the video, but I don't want to show it anyway. But like, that's definitely a big part of it. So I'm going to tell you guys about that video, describe it to you. So there's a video of Miss Meeks on the ground, looks to be, for all intents and purposes, dead. And the man who was just holding her, who just had that woman in a headlock, is literally like walking in her blood, standing over her. Like, it is the craziest thing I've ever seen. And like, nobody is stopping him. You know what I'm saying? Like, the police are there, EMT is there, or EMS or whatever. EMT, I think, EMS, I don't know, whatever. The emergency services are there. And yeah, EMS. And so, you know, what can they say, I guess? But I don't know. It just was bizarre to see that, knowing what he had just done right before that. So clearly that man is abusive. Y'all can say whatever you want to say. You can say, you know, if you're gonna say that we don't know if he was involved, if this was premeditated, whatever. I'm not gonna speculate on any of that stuff, but I will tell you without a doubt, 100% confirmation, without a doubt, he's abusive. He's abusive without a doubt. He held her in a headlock. That's abusive. So he physically abused that woman in broad daylight. So you know it wasn't the first time he did it. The other woman, the perpetrator, my thoughts on her. Why? You know, why? Why? There's no reason for that. He already had her subdued. I don't know. I don't know why. And I don't want to sit here and it's tough, but that's the only question I have for her is like, why would you do that to a person? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand doing that. I don't understand that. It's sad to say the least, but it's also disgusting because I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, why? I just don't understand why she would do that to her. That was brutal. But with all that being said, the thing that I want to talk about is this. This is what I want to talk about.
So 2 baby mothers to the same guy getting an altercation. So we got Ramika and Holly. I don't know what was said. I don't know what was done. But Ramika ended up being in a chokehold by the baby dad, while Holly goes to the car to grab that thing and pops Ramika in the face. Yep, in the face. What's going on, ladies? Like I said, I don't know what this was all about. But honestly, it don't matter. I get it. You're licensed to carry. But if he got her in a chokehold, where's the fear for your life? This is crazy. So you unalive your baby's brother's mom. For what? Where's the self-control? Where's the compassion? Where's the morality? We gotta do better. Now, I'm not saying that this was overdue, but who else is the common denominator? As a community, we're already under attack, but we're choosing to attack each other. My prayer's going out to both sides, especially them kids.
Okay. I don't know why your prayers would be going out to both sides, but that's an interesting take. Anyways, I want to talk about something that doesn't get talked about in these situations almost ever, conveniently, right? So this is one thing that I've heard over and over and over again about women, that women set men up. And that's why most men are in prison, because of the things that women have, you know, like lies that women told, and lies that women told. They set men up, they push men to do the things that they do. Okay. What I'm looking for from men is for y'all to call out this behavior from men, because in my estimation, it seems like most women are in prison behind a man. Most women are in prison defending themselves from men, protecting themselves from men. Talking about violent women that, you know, were violent or whatever. It's connected to a man. It ain't all men, but it's always a man, right? They you know, they're protecting themselves from men, they're defending themselves against men, they're abusers typically. A lot of women are in prison because of that, right? What percentage of men are in prison because they were defending themselves against a woman? Almost none. I mean, probably zero, right? So listening to men say, come on, ladies. And I don't know if it's over a man. Let's call it out. It most certainly was over a man. This man is at the core of all of this, and he was abusive. No doubt about it. Let's call that out. Let's say that loud. Yes, she killed that girl. She killed that woman. She did not deserve that. That woman did not need to do that. Yes. This is not me like excusing the behavior of the murderer, the alleged murderer. I'm not saying that at all. But what we are definitely going to call out is how this was orchestrated and centered around a man. Orchestrated by and centered around a man. We are going to call that out. I don't want to hear y'all talking about how women set men up and then not talk. I need y'all to be loud and proud about this. How men are actually the ones setting women up, putting women in compromising positions where they have to defend themselves and they might end up, you know what I'm saying, killing somebody or whatever the case may be. Most of the time, a man that's abusing them or whatever the case may be, or being lied to by a man, right? Which I'm pretty sure that girl was, that woman who killed Ramika was being lied to by the baby father, telling her she crazy and all of that stuff. Whole time he the demon, whole time he abusing that woman in broad daylight. But he probably telling her, oh, she crazy. She gon', you know what I'm saying? She don't be letting me see my son, whatever the case may be, right? Just straight up lying. Straight up lying and manipulated that woman, I'm sure without a doubt. We got to talk about how men set women up for failure time and time again. I've seen these stories play out recently so many times, and y'all are not talking about that. Y'all are not talking about how men be at the middle of all of this shit. But y'all be loud and proud lying, talking about women are at the middle of all the violence in our community. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy because I ain't never heard a woman tell a man to sell drugs. I ain't never heard a woman tell a man, oh, you better go ride for your homies. I ain't never heard a woman tell a man, y'all better go DP them niggas. Y'all better go discipline. You know what I'm saying? The nigga that didn't ride with y'all when y'all went out to go do the stupid shit. I ain't never heard a woman say that. And I done been around dozens and dozens of them scenarios. I done been around so many motherfuckers that sold shit, that was doing dirt and all of that shit. I done been around gang activity my whole life. I ain't never seen a woman in 200 yards of that shit, 2,000 feet of that shit. Never happened. I only see men and boys involved in that. But when it's evident and it's clear that a man is at the center of all of this shit, it's, ladies, what happened, y'all? Our community is hurt. No. Keep that same energy. Absolutely not. No. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about all the men who manipulate women. Let's talk about all the women that are sex trafficked and beaten, and then they end up killing you know what I'm saying, the person that did that to them, or killing a John in the heat of the moment or whatever. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about all the women that had to, harm or kill their baby daddies because that motherfucker threatened to do the same shit that this man did to, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. Hey man, I just be wanting us to really focus on the issue, right? Because like I said, it ain't all men, but it's always a man. When it comes to women, when it comes to acts of violence of women, I will almost guarantee you 99% of the time that shit is traced back to men, the behaviors of men, or the system that men put women in. If not all three. That's it. And I'll be wanting us to address that. We got to address that. We have to address that. We cannot be quiet about that. We need to be loud about that the way y'all loud about shit like this. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to detract from the situation. I'm not trying to distract from the situation. Yes, Romika needs justice. Yes, that woman should be in jail. Absolutely. She needs to go to prison. Absolutely. Boyfriend, baby daddy, whatever. Prison. Lock them up. Lock them up. But now we having conversations in the community, and that's what I want to focus on. So let's focus on the conversations we have. Because it's up to the legal system now. It's up to the justice system or the injustice system, however you want to look at it at this point. But how are we going to be able to shift the narrative? Because I'm trying to tell y'all that talking like that about women leads to these actions. Talking about women, lying on women, demonizing women, villainizing women, it leads to women being harmed, even by other women. Because they ain't just lying to me, they lying to women too. They telling women other women is dangerous. They telling women other women out for blood and whatever the case may be. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm telling y'all, the way we talk about this shit is important. It's important. We need to shift the narrative without a doubt. But rest in peace to Miss Meeks, and I hope her babies and I hope her children are going to be protected. I hope they, get with a good family member, whatever. And I hope she gets justice. I hope she gets justice. That's it.